Hey guys, we are back for round number 2, and this hand is quite good as we are on the play. We're going to be able to go turn 2 Pack Rat. Hopefully we will draw the extra land for our Demon or our Slaughter games, depending on what he is playing. This hand is a little weak to aggressive strategies, as we have no real removal. But against control it's fine. It's good clock against something like Burn. And I believe it's okay at outracing green-red monster's hand, so we're going to keep it. Alright, so we start out with the Guildgate tapped, and we will just pass priority here. The Big Cheese 1215. It's a pretty interesting name, but I guess I'm down with it. Any good info on this guy? No. Alright. Orzhov Guildgate means he's playing black-white, which means he does have Blood Barons, so if we find the Devour Flesh somehow, we're going to have to keep it in our hand. It also means that Pack Rat is probably very good against him. So I'm going to go ahead and Pack Rat. I am going to name Blood Baron with Slaughter Games, or at least that's what I would do, just based on the Guildgate. He may have a Pack Rat of his own. The Devour Flesh. Alright. That's fine with me. Desecration Demon. So we're going to play the Blood Crypt tapped here. Yeah, we're not attacking with Mutavault next turn anyways. So this is why I don't mind the Slaughter Games main deck. Just because you pretty much... I mean, you know what's in there anyways. So this could be mono... Ooh, Underworld Connection. So this is mono black. So what is he splashing for is the question. So I actually may just do this. I think I'm just going to Demon here, put some pressure on. Now that he has the connections, he has the card advantage engine going. And so we just want to play out the Demon. So he's playing Guildgate. I can't... What is he splashing for? I mean, I guess the black-white deck does still play. Yeah. Alright, and we get to look at his hand and figure out what's actually up. Another Devour Flesh. So if he has Demon, we just die. So we need to... Or not Desecration Demon. I mean, if he has Obsidat, we just die. Or not Obsidat, Blood Baron, sorry. So we need to Slaughter Games that right away. Blood Baron of Viscapa. Right. Okay, so he has the 4. He has 1 Obsidat, 1 Elspeth. And then it's... He doesn't have Grey Merchants, it doesn't seem like. Okay. So, what does his hand look like? His hand looks like Elspeth, Demon, Pack Rat. Alright. Sounds good. So because of the Temple in his hand, he's probably not going to be playing a Pack Rat here. Okay, now we may play it. Or just jam Demon, I guess. I suppose that also works. No, I want the Dreadbore to kill Elspeth. So I think we're just taking 6 here. Alright, so all the Slaughter Games are coming in here. Rakdos Return are very good and coming in. I mean, those things are phenomenal. Lifebane could even come in here. Like, that's even not bad because of the Obzidot and the Blood Baron. Of course, I don't know what he's playing in the sideboard. So, because of all the Blood Baron removal we have, it seems like not an awful matchup for us here. We are, however, deathly afraid of this pack rat that could happen to us next turn. We're not really sure how we're going to deal with that yet. Alright, so we're actually... no, we're going to set it up with a temple. Would love to draw a card. Alright, so we're going to move that. And now we have a Mutavault up to block a soldier, or sack to a Blood Baron, any of those, or sack to a demon, any of those things. So we're looking at an okay spot here. We're going to need to draw some stuff and find a way to kill Pack Rat at some point. But if we can do all of that, we should be okay. Here comes the rat. Alright, so now this gets tricky because he's just going to be able to race us with it. So this is just where it's insane. Where we went down to 2 in our deck, and, you know, it's so good in the mirror that you could definitely advocate having 2 in the sideboard. Alright, we're just going to take it here. We know he has a removal spell of some kind. We want to be able to play 2 spells next turn if we draw 2. Yeah, I see no way out of this. He's going to make another rat. We're going to sack something to demon and block a rat, and then he's in for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, and then we're dead. Okay. That's fine. Take what we can get there. Yeah, I mean, even with those gray merchants, like, we're still just drawing dead. So I have no issues there. Pack Rat's very good in this matchup, obviously. Whip's not fantastic. 2 Slaughter Games are a must. Dreadbore's not great either. So we bring in the 2 Slaughter Games. Do we bring in the Lifebane zombie? Just another out to Blood Baron? Yeah. Trading our ultimate price for a Devour Flesh, and probably trading a Dreadbore for a Devour Flesh as well, I want to say. I mean, Rakdos Return is just so good here. The Underworld connections are fine because it is a grindy matchup. So the question is, all the Underworld connections, they're not better than Pack Rats. They're not better than Devour Flesh. Devour Flesh is also good against Obzidot. So, and it's a 2-mana removal spell to get rid of Pack Rat. So, that is why I like the card. Rakdos Return. So, is it better than Underworld Connections? It just destroys their hand. I'm going to actually go ahead and say it's better. And with our Slaughter Games, we can make it so they're not drawing to anything in particular. Alright, so this hand is fantastic. It would obviously love one of our Slaughter Games, but, I mean, I'm just in love with that card, so maybe I'm biased. Alright, so pretty easy Scryland here. Devour Flash that's staying on top. Want to be able to combat any Pack Rats he has. We also have to be careful of Bile Blight, since we did see a bunch of those main. That's not something we're playing main, because it's good in the mirror, but we already have a lot of key cards in the mirror, and we are more interested in just killing Pack Rat when it comes down. Alright, so we're just going to play the other temple here. Try to scry some gas. That is some gas. Another Okay, duress here, so I guess he's going to take the Dreadbore. Yep. Taking the Dreadbore means that he either has an Elspeth in his hand or he doesn't have a Blood Baron. Because if he has the Elspeth, he wants us to live. Or if he has the Elspeth, he wants to get rid of the Dreadbore. If he has the Blood Baron, he wants to get rid of the Devour Flesh. And now that he knows he has I have the Devour Flesh, he's not playing the Pack Rat, even though he has it. So what am I afraid of? I have the... I'm not afraid of Blood Baron. I'm kind of just afraid of Pack Rat taking over. We may have the Elspeth, but we have 3 draws to get out of it. Is it right to be afraid of Pack Rat here? Okay, so his hand is Pack Rat, Devour Flesh, and lands. Alright, so that was the right choice. See, he's brought in a second Obzidot. He had the full 4 Devour Fleshes in. He sided out a Bile Blight. Okay. Sounds good. So we know he's on 3 lands, Devour Flesh. He's going to be just fine against our Desecration Demon. Now we have the second Ultimate Price, or the second Devour Flesh. So he's obviously going to flesh it at some point. Probably my unstep. That'd be what I would do. So our hand's not exactly stacked either. Because of the 2 disruption spells, our hand isn't the greatest, so we're going to need to draw some gas here to get out of this one. This seems to be a Desecration Demon of his own. Alright, well that is why we have the Devour Flesh. So we know he's sitting on Swamp. We know he's sitting on Swamp. Swamp Plains. So yeah, he's gonna play a land this turn, I imagine. Yup. Alright, land of some kind. Another Grey Merchant. So that Grey Merchant is going to be really good if we draw land before he draws an Elspeth. If we draw an Elspeth and then don't immediately draw a removal spell, we're pretty dead. That's not good, actually, against Elspeth. Oh, we need this land. And he gets to scry into 1/2 now. He's putting something on top. I can only imagine that's a Blood Baron or an Obzidot. That's fine. Your land's not needed here, so we're not going to kill it. Nightfall Spectre. Well, that's actually gas here. We're about to see what he's scryed into, whatever it is. And, I mean, we can just steal stuff off the top of this Spectre and play it. I mean, we can play everything except for the white stuff, obviously. Oh, I downfalled it. Alright, so he had a Plains in his hand, and then he has one more card. What is it? A Blood Baron. Alright, well, then we're happy that we have Devour Flesh. It's fine. He knows we have... No, he doesn't actually, because we used one. Another land. We don't need the extra land, I don't believe. So just let's Devour Flesh him right here. Alright. And then get the Blood Baron. So that obviously takes 2 Devour Fleshes, but that's a fun trick because you know, it gets rid of both things. Alright, so we don't know what he has here. It's probably just a straight up removal spell of some kind. Hero's Downfall. That's very good against Elspeth now. So now we're still dead. We're particularly dead to another Blood Baron. Our outs are... What are our outs, actually? Our outs are 2 Mutavaults, double blocking it, and him having no removal spells for them. Yeah, those are probably our outs here. Alright, so because of the way he played that, just playing the land, we have to imagine that the next card is just a land in his hand. Just gonna go in an attack, and then play the Desecration Demon, end of combat. And then if he whiffs for one more turn, meaning nothing super playable, then we should be okay. It's also good to keep that card in your hand, though, because if you draw a pack rat, you want to be able to make a second rat immediately in this situation. Alright, so we're pretty in control at this point. We didn't have a great draw either, so that makes me feel pretty good about our slaughter games, obviously. It takes a lot of gas out of him. And our opponent's been playing the pack rat game like very well, just holding it back, which I definitely think a lot of people don't do, but should do, especially in the mirror. You just need to, like, where the pack rat's just so devastating, if you have a card in hand and 3 mana up, like, really just hold it. No reason not to. Alright, and depending on what our opponent draws, this should just be game. No idea what it is, but he's not slamming it. Alright, so we're going to play this pre-combat, forcing him to make a move if he has one. The 3rd Grey Merchant. Jeez. So 6U. Get him to 2. Blood Baron is out right here. And if he had it, he would have slammed it. He could have a Bioblight. That would save him a turn. Alright, so we're going to go back to sideboard. Getting ready for game 3 here. We have pretty much what we want. So the issue here is that, like, a Resolved Elspeth is pretty good against us now that we've taken out all of the Dreadbores. But now that we know that he has Lifebanes and Obzidots, like, that he kept in, not Lifebanes, Obzidots and Bloodburns that he kept in, we really want our Lifebane zombie. Devour Flesh is still very good, Pack Rat's still insane, Thoughtseize is still good, Desecration Demon is okay, actually. We could take out Desecration Demon, because between Elspeth tokens and Pack Rats, he has a lot of things to sack to it. What would we take it out for? So if we take out Desecration Demon, we're going to bring in an Ultimate Price and 3 Dreadbore. Is that worth slowing our clock down and just playing the grindy game? Perhaps. It also makes him, like, waste all of his removal on us. He does have a lot of removals, so we'd have to kill him with, like, a Reckless Return the other way, which I don't enjoy. Or like we did last game and just grind him out. We are more the control deck here with this, or are we the control deck? I don't even know. I mean, he's the one that has Pack Rats. Like, we're trying to slow him down and bring him to a later game. So Demons may not actually be good here. Yeah, okay. I don't actually think Demon is good. So we're going to bring in 2 Dreadbore, 2 Connections. Or 3 Dreadbore, 2 Connections. Yeah, that seems fine. Okay. I guess this is fine. I could also see bringing in Duress. But I think just having all the removal for all of this stuff is probably marginally better. And just as his hand was a snap keep, our hand is a snap keep as well. We have Dreadbore on the play to deal with Pack Rat. We have Underworld Connections and Hero's Downfall. We have another Temple, which is pretty good. Spectre is very good in this matchup, by the way. In case you guys didn't know, but stealing black cards from opponents is pretty insane. So actually I'm just going to scry again. I see no reason not to. So if he plays a Connections, then we have the Connections to answer him, which is fine. I'm assuming he may play like a Nightville Spectre or something. Actually, no, we didn't see those. Okay, so this would be a Pack Rat turn if he has it. He could also have like Revoke Existence. That's a card he could play. So what's more important, Underworld Connections or Nightville Spectre? I think just getting the Connections online as early as possible is probably the most important. Yeah, Revoke Existence is definitely something he could have, although he hasn't seen Connections yet, but that's just because, you know, we haven't had it. Hero's Downfall. So I'm actually very afraid of Blood Baron here, as, you know, we just don't have an answer to it right now. So we could very easily die to a turn 5 Blood Baron. Just him on the play going turn 5 Blood Baron is definitely something we're afraid of. And it's what our hand lacked, like we didn't have any Devour Flashes or anything. So there's the Bile Blight. Here comes the slammed Blood Baron. Ooh, Underworld Connections of his own. Alright, so he may be on 4 lands. Alright, there's the 5th land. Alright, well. So if we have Slaughter Games, we don't actually have to Thoughtseize him. So we probably should have played the Temple before. But if we can't really play the Temple before there. Alright, so it's Ultimate Price or Bile Blight. We took out the Demon, so Ultimate Price, so Bile Blight's actually the best against us. Yeah, so if we play Temple before we Underworld Connections, we can't play Slaughter Games if we draw it. We have a lot of removal as it is, so we're going to bottom that actually. Hoping he doesn't peel a Blood Baron or something. Scries to the top. Well, that's potentially gross for us. All these lands. What is this? A Gray Merchant. Alright, I mean, we know he has 2 Ultimate Price, so he's going to use one here. We're just slamming the Gray Merchant and gain 2, drain 2, I guess. Yep, that's what we expected. Pass the turn. We now expect a Dreadbore or an Elspeth to just get slammed. Okay, so, or not a Dreadbore, an Elspeth or a Blood Baron or something. So we didn't see Thoughtseize before. That's going to pave the way here. A 4-drop. Could it be a Desecration Demon, or maybe he just kept the Thoughtseize on top? Alright, looks like he just kept the Thoughtseize on top. Wow, that's good here. Let's see what we draw, though. Oh. Play Mutavault. Play Pack Rat. So he doesn't have 2 removal spells right now. He may draw another one with the Connections. Yeah, that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to draw into the 2nd removal spell to get rid of our Pack Rat. He mustn't have it, or else he would have just slammed a... Oh, he has a Pack Rat of his own. Tricky. Well, we're actually going to be able to win this Pack Rat war, because we're going to be able to make a token, like a copy here. Discard a Blood Crypt. That's the least useful land we have right now. going to go for the ultimate price, that's fine. So we're going to, So actually, if we just play the swamp and don't use the connections, we can play Dreadbore, downfall the token, make a rat token, right, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, yeah. That's actually probably the play here. Actually, first we attack and see what happens. Obviously, if he blocks, then we can activate Mutavault and get him. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Discard Guildgate. Make a token. And then Dreadbore the Pack Rat. I can only imagine he's going to make a token in response, in which case we are downfall it. It's fine. We will downfall the token. So now he has 2 cards left in hand. He's going to draw 1 more. We don't know of any removal spells that he has. We don't know of any cards in his hand, actually. So he has pretty much this turn to draw out of it. I think we can just kill him, actually, next turn. We can attack with the Mutavault, 3, 3, 3, 3, and then make them 4, 4s. We can actually just make them 5, 5s and kill him. So Blood Baron or 2 removal spells is actually his out. Or a Pack Rat. Does that even work? He can activate it once. I guess that works. So yeah, we're just gonna... I don't see how this turns out badly for us, as he can only activate it once, and he can have 1 2-mana removal spell. So we're actually just gonna go to combat here. Alright, so the thing we have to be careful of here is, like, once Mutavault dies, these become 2/2s. Alright, so we're pretty safe here, actually. So I think it's important to get him to 5 and leave the connections up to possibly draw an extra card. So we were originally worried about, if he kills Mutavault, these 2 they all drop to 3 toughness, and then, you know, this one would die, and then this one would die. It's like, it's a chain reaction with Pack Rats, because their power and toughness goes down as they die. But these will go to 3 toughness, this will have 2 damage, so it'll still live, and we'll get in 4, and then we'll be able to play around a removal spell, or something of the sort. Alright. So Bile-Blight would get us right here. But it's not in his hand, or else he would have used it a while ago. At least I don't think it's in his hand. I was going to say it gets us, because it gives everything -3, -3. This dies even if we pump them all. So what does Blood Baron do? Blood Baron actually doesn't win him the game at this point. So I'm not really sure what does. Right? So he plays Blood Baron. We pump everything once. Make everything 4. He goes to 8, takes 8. If he has a removal spell. So if he has Blood Baron and a removal spell, it's possible. Elspeth. It's fine. Just gonna have to make 3 tokens and then die. Yeah, That's okay. There's nothing you can have for 1 mana. So I'm not very worried here. Yeah, I think he knows he's dead at this point. Yep. Well, we successfully dodged Blood Baron for 3 games. And we're 2-0. And so I'll see you guys for round number 3.